towering walls, magnificent palaces, and fearsome warriors. Welcome to the world of the Assyrian Empire, one of the most powerful and advanced civilizations of the ancient world. But the Assyrians weren't just conquerors. They were innovators, builders, and visionaries who left behind a legacy that shaped human history in ways you'd never expect. Hey everyone! Welcome back to my channel. Today, we'll uncover 20 incredible facts about the mighty Assyrian Empire that will leave you in awe. So grab your virtual passport, and let's journey back in time. Our story begins around 2500 BC in northern Mesopotamia, in a city called Ashur, which would later lend its name to the Assyrian people. Over centuries, this small city-state grew into one of the most formidable empires the ancient world had ever seen. By 900 BC, Assyria was unstoppable, controlling vast territories from Egypt to Persia. Fact 1. Did you know that the Assyrians had several capital cities over the years? Starting with Ashur, then moving to Nineveh, which became one of the largest cities in the world during their reign. Nineveh was famous for its immense walls and the remarkable library of Ashurbanipal. Fact 2. Have you ever heard of the famous Assyrian palaces? They built monumental structures adorned with detailed wall reliefs, which depicted their military achievements and daily life. Picture walking through halls that tell stories in stone. Fact 3. Assyria was a warrior culture. Their soldiers were trained from a young age, and they were perhaps the most feared fighters in the ancient world. It's said that their battle strategies and innovations, like the use of chariots, set them apart from their contemporaries. Fact 4. The Assyrians were pioneers of psychological warfare. They were notorious for their brutal tactics. For them, psychological warfare was key, featuring displays of strength intended to instill fear in their enemies. Fact 5. Here's a fun analogy. Think of the Assyrians as the original tech nerds of their time. They developed a sophisticated system of roads and messengers that allowed them to maintain control over their vast empire. Kind of like the internet, but with fewer memes. Fact 6. Religion played a crucial role in Assyrian society. They were polytheistic, worshipping gods like Ashur and Ishtar. Temples were central to their cities, serving as spiritual and cultural hubs. It's kind of like how you'd go to a community center today for events and gatherings. Fact 7. One of their most significant contributions to the world was the library of Ashurbanipal. This library housed thousands of clay tablets filled with administrative records, literature, and scientific knowledge. Imagine a giant historical treasure chest. Fact 8. The Assyrians are often credited with building the world's first highways. This network of roads facilitated trade and military movements, comparable to today's bustling highways. Can you imagine driving a chariot instead of a car? Fact 9. Did you know that the Assyrians used Cuneiform script? This writing system was initially developed by the Sumerians, but the Assyrians adapted it, allowing them to keep detailed records and communicate effectively over long distances. Fact 10. Another fascinating fact? The Assyrians practiced medicine and had documented many herbal remedies and surgical procedures. They were ahead of their time, much like how modern medicine builds upon centuries of knowledge. Fact 11. Ever heard of their capital? Nineveh. Yes, the same sprawling city famously mentioned in the Bible. At its zenith, Nineveh was a hub of culture, with magnificent temples, palaces, and gardens. One could call it the Paris of the ancient world. Fact 12. The Assyrians were known for their brutal treatment of conquered peoples, often resorting to forced labor, deportation, and mass executions to maintain control over their empire. Fact 13. Assyrian craftsmen were exceptional. They produced exquisite pottery, textiles, and jewelry, which were highly valued both within and beyond their empire. And let's not forget cotton. The Assyrians were among the first civilizations to cultivate and weave cotton, a luxury commodity still valued today. Who knew they were ahead of the style curve? Fact 14. The Assyrian Empire operated with a highly centralized state. They had a well-structured bureaucracy, which ensured control over their vast territories. It was only during modern history that we've seen efficient administration close to theirs. Fact 15. The Assyrian kings were known for their absolute power. Kings like Ashurbanipal and Sennacherib ruled with an iron fist, often leading their armies into war and conquering vast territories. Fact 16. Trade flourished in the Assyrian Empire. They controlled essential trade routes that connected regions, facilitating the exchange of goods like textiles, metals, and spices. Fact 17. The Assyrians celebrated lavish festivals with music, dancing, and feasting, particularly during harvest time and religious ceremonies, displaying their rich traditions. Fact 18. The Assyrians were known for their elaborate funeral practices, with kings and nobles being buried with lavish treasures and offerings to ensure a prosperous afterlife. Fact 19. They also loved sports. Assyrians participated in activities like hunting and wrestling, which were both recreational and a way to display strength. Fact 20. The Assyrians created advanced aqueduct systems and canals to supply water to their cities, a true marvel of ancient engineering. Their infrastructure was ahead of its time, like the ancient version of the internet. No empire can stand forever. Let's explore the circumstances that led to the fall of the Assyrian Empire. Nebuchadnezzar II, the Babylonian king, formed alliances with the Medes and Scythians, leading to the downfall of Nineveh in 612 BC. Think of it as the ultimate Game of Thrones, where betrayal and alliances marked the end of a glorious era. Even in decline, the Assyrian influence persisted, shaping the cultures of the Babylonians and Persians. Their legal codes and myths left a lasting mark, just like how ancient Greek philosophy influences us even today. In the 19th century, archaeologists unearthed the treasures of Assyria, leading to an incredible revival of interest in their culture. It's like finding a time capsule in your backyard. That's a wrap on our incredible journey through the Assyrian Empire. We've seen their warrior culture, innovations, and lasting legacy. Though their empire may have fallen, their story continues to inspire us today. Did you learn something new today? If you enjoyed the video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe for more amazing history content, and let us know in the comments what facts surprised you the most. Until next time, keep exploring the past.